brands need to change their strategy. They need to, actually up their game and reach out to the audience that is available or that is situated nearby to, let's say, their physical stores.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Digital Marketing Musings. So we've heard all about different experts in the industry talking about the consumer behavior is changing post lockdown and the way buying decisions are getting affected. But what does this really mean? And let's just deconstruct through this statement and then figure out what are the nuances of consumer buying journey and then understand how brands can thrive through the shift in this paradigm. And to help us walk through this challenge, we have today Muskan with us, who is the business strategy manager at Mobile. Hi, Muskan. Thank you so much for joining in the conversation with us today. Yeah, and if you can just help us walk through this, change in the landscape and how do you view the consumer decisions being affected and what can brands do to sort of thrive through the stage. Please walk us through it.
Yeah, hi Rushali, thanks for having me here. So, like you said, the consumer behavior is changing post lockdown, right? So now customers are, actually confined to their homes and they are looking for options that are available nearby, or they are venturing out only in the neighborhood. So during this time, we have seen that there has been a rise in the near me searches or deliveries that are available at your doorstep. So during this time, people are looking out for options that are available near to them, right? So I believe at this point of time, brands need to change their strategy. They need to, actually up their game and reach out to the audience that is available or that is situated nearby to, let's say, their physical stores, or they should reach out to that niche audience that is most relevant for the brand, right? And all of this can be done actually through geofenced campaigns, wherein we are reaching out to a specific audience through a personalized messaging. Now, of course, if you're going to reach out to a specific audience or you're targeting a niche audience, you should have, that approach which is more relatable for them. Right. So personalized messaging, customized creatives, adding that local flavor uh, would appeal your customers more. And when you're actually looking at all of this, so you need to maintain, your brand need to maintain a seamless online as well as offline presence. So if you're a brand that is located offline, you can maintain the digital presence of your store online as well. Now, your two widely used platforms, Google and Facebook, actually are giving this opportunity to brands to maintain that digital presence. So, for Google, it's Google My Business Listing. For Facebook, it's Facebook location page. So, these two things actually provide a brand, a store, and online digital presence, right? So, when you are reaching out to your audiences, you can, maintain a same presence across all of these digital assets. So these things are called digital assets, right? So if you're maintaining a similar presence across all of these digital assets, if you're showing the same business hours, brand name, location, contact information, all of these things if are similar across your online as well as offline store, then of course you're giving your customer a seamless experience, right? Because they'll be able to relate not only online but as well as offline too. Right. Yeah. So, with the changing consumer behavior, I think this is the new normal for all the brands, all the advertisers to actually reach out to a specific audience and create the seamless online offline experience.
Got it. Understood. So basically, you're saying that, before I go ahead and explore my options offline, whatever are nearby me, I'll just make sure, or whoever the consumer is, he or she will make sure to go ahead and, check the availability, check the prices, more information is present about the brand online, and then make a decision on whether or not they want to go ahead for an offline experience. in their neighborhood. Got it, Muskan. I think that really makes sense. The online offline journey and customizing it together, mapping it together, and creating that seamless experience really sounds like a must. So, why don't we walk through a use case, right? Can you help us walk through it and understand what are the silos in which the brands can, make an effort and make sure that their visibility is coming across consistently in accordance with their offline stores as well.
Okay. So for the use case, Vishali, actually we have one of the biggest automotive clients of India with us, for which we are doing this kind of advertising, right? So for them, for this client, we have like thousands of dealerships across India. So maintaining a digital presence for such a huge client is a challenge in itself, right? So how did we do it? We actually maintained and updated all the GMB listings, your Google Business page listings, Facebook location pages, then websites for each of these stores. So one task obviously was to keep them updated, right? So and the other one was your competitors coming in, they being so proactive. So how did we do all of this? If you have the right people to do it, everything is possible, right? So we keep updating all of these digital assets on time. We keep the content fresh, the content is up to date, and then the regular SEO activities are being done so that we are not outdated, and we are always on the top when a search is being made. So if you have the right people, if you're doing it right, of course you can achieve all of these, and any brand can do it. All they need is just to build this infrastructure. Once this infrastructure is ready, you can of course then go ahead with your geofence campaigns as well, which is your paid advertising mediums. So once this is ready, you'll be able to target that specific niche audience which is actually available nearby your outlet, and it will be the most relevant one for you. Reason being, of course, they are in the vicinity, and they would, with this changing consumer behavior, they would want to purchase from you. Yeah.
Got it. Understood. So, are there any particular industries that might be able to benefit better than the other ones here, or how does it look like?
Right. So I feel for this geofenced kind of marketing, I believe all the industries which are located offline would benefit the most. For example, your banking and finance or your automotive clients. So all of these industries have physical presence. So it is like I feel like it is important for them to have not only good physical presence but as well as a good digital presence. So yeah.
Got it, got it. So basically, we're talking about different silos and layers here, right? First, the brands are gonna have to make sure that their infrastructure is set right in order for the campaigns to be active properly, and then for the audiences to be able to locate them better digitally. And we're also talking about them having to take some content efforts to make sure that their SEO rankings go higher, and then for any non-branded search queries, like if I don't know about a particular brand and I just type in the name of the industry or my requirement in general, their searches can easily be accessible by the audiences who are looking for them on the search engines. So yeah, I think those are really great takeaways. And yeah, all right. Thank you so much for having this conversation with us. I think we've got a clearer idea about how the local businesses are really looking forward to aspire with the digital models present in the industry today. And I'm really looking forward to talking more to you on the geofencing campaigns and how can the infrastructures be set right. Maybe we can talk about it in another episode. But yeah, until then, I think for all of the people who are still watching the video, thank you so much for watching it. And then if you have any comments or queries, just do list them down in the comment section below, or you can also reach out to us on the website and our LinkedIn as well. Do make sure to subscribe so you can stay updated to everything that's trending in the market. We'll keep coming up with more updates. And thank you so much.